Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Monday night. Well, we have a little bit of free time on our hands because wife and baby are asleep. I thought it would be fun for us to do a live stream for the Noel ComiX YouTube channel. Tonight we'll be tackling some games not limited to, but primarily focusing on the Sega Saturn and Nintendo Famicom, the family computer. Because it's for the family. Just like this live stream here in my new Martin hat from a very cool website that I actually found on Instagram called, well, there's a couple names it goes by. The Instagram page is called Living Single Hat from the 90s show Living Single. So that's how you can find it on Instagram. But then I think they also go by like 90s dad hats or things like that. So check them out, Living Single Hat on Instagram. They also go by In a 90s Kind of World, I think is their, I think the official name of their page. So if you like cool hats like this that reference cool 90s TV with a focus on like those like 90s African American shows like Martin, Living Single, Different World. I actually have a Different World hat too. So check out that free plug to a site that gives quality products. So anyway, we got a couple interesting games in the mail. Thought it would be fun for us to check those out tonight. So first on deck, we're going to have a cool fighting game for the Sega Saturn. And it goes by the name of The Vampire Hunter. Yes, that's right. So this is actually the second in the Darkstalkers series, and it features Donovan, the new protagonist of the series, a ascetic Buddhist monk modeled after a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character, who is what's known as a vampire. He is like the Vampire Hunter D. He is part vampire, part human, and he is on a quest to stop the Darkstalkers and repress and eliminate his evil, bloodthirsty, vampiric instincts. Arrow, how the hell are you doing, man? Good to see you tonight, too. We're going to kick off the stream with some Vampire Hunter on the Sega Saturn. This came in the mail today. We'll also be checking out some Famicom titles. I got a couple of Famicom games in the mail. This one here, I have Popeye, which is like the first Famicom game. It's literally the game that Donkey Kong was supposed to be. So Donkey Kong was actually supposed to be a Popeye game, and then eventually Nintendo did get the Popeye license and released Popeye in the arcades and on the Famicom. But then I also got this, and this is actually a repro cart, and I don't know how well it'll play. It's very light, but it looks very nice. It's Splatterhouse on Famicom, so we'll check this out. We'll definitely check Popeye and some other Famicom games out as well. Today's been pretty dull, save for the next hour or two. You got that right. We'll see how long the stream goes, and we'll let the good times roll. So before you showed up, I was actually it's too hot to wear a hat inside, but I was actually plugging my new denim hat, repping the TV show Martin. It's good stuff. And on Instagram, the site that sells those hats is called Living Single Hat, and then there's also In a 90s Kind of World that I think is their Facebook page. So reference to those Fox shows from the 90s. So good stuff. So the jewel case, the Vampire Hunter, is very, very pretty. Before we get down to some gameplay, it might be fun to actually check this out because it's got a lot of really, really nice artwork in it. This is the game where we get introduced to Donovan, who I was just talking about before you showed up, Arrow. Donovan is a vampire ascetic monk who is of the variety of person who is filled with regret over the fact that he apparently massacred his hometown because he's part vampire and that makes him want to eat people. So anyway, so Donovan decided to follow the path of the Buddhist monk, and here he is right here, and he ends up looking after a little girl named Anita. So Saturn always has the coolest packaging, I think. So we see Morgan Shenho and Felicia right here in the back of this box art is also super, super cool. We get blonde Morgan in a nice stylized state. So we'll check out some of the pictures here in the manual. So, now, sadly, we're in a time frame where people just are not getting cool instruction manuals with their video games anymore. But back in the day, you got really, really nice, well-illustrated instruction manuals. And I want to say Akiman is responsible for this artwork, because this definitely looks like his style here. Sexy, provocative girls, masterful line work, really dynamic, interesting poses. So yeah, this is some really, really interesting, cool-looking stuff. And you'll definitely see more and more dynamic poses when we... Actually, that's not that much of a dynamic pose, but you'll see more and more dynamic poses once you get into the victory screens of this game. So there we see Donovan and Anita. So these right here are the vampire hunters. So anyway, I just wanted to show off a little bit of the manual here. Really, really pretty stuff. And, if you really want a good manual, buying a Neo Geo AES cartridge, they really give you your bang for your buck in terms of illustrations, because those things were insanely expensive. So, they really wanted to give you your money's worth for those. And, you still got your money's worth for your jewel case CD inserts back in the day, especially for Sega Saturn, Japanese games. The Saturn was a powerhouse in Japan for a reason, because it was awesome, and it didn't sell well in the United States because of crappy advertising, and they left a lot of really good games sitting on store shelves in Japan. So thanks, Bernie Stolar. But I rocked the Sega Saturn when I was in the 7th grade, and I'm proud I did. So, anyway, we're going to get to playing some Vampire Hunter, the second in the Darkstalkers trilogy, predating the Vampire Savior and following up Night Warriors, Vampire the Night Warriors. So, let's get down to it. Okay, we will start checking out our attract mode here. Try to position our camera like so. Pull up a chair. Get some nice coffee. I got my wife blenders for her birthday, so I've just been drinking a lot of smoothies. Which, I mean, they're nutritious. I'm just chucking fruit and vegetables in this thing, and then adding almond milk. So, But yeah, I feel vigorous. So I'm still drinking coffee though, because it's like a warm hug that will help keep me awake for live stream fun. So I'm gonna hit the lights, and then I'm gonna grab the Sega Saturn controller, possibly not in that order, and we're gonna get down to it. So good news, I was talking to Jim, our buddy, who maximizes the wonders of the PlayStation Mini, and he told me that I should expect a new and improved PlayStation Mini on Wednesday with some custom wallpaper I designed, and the theme to Road Avenger on the Sega CD. So that should be good. And he added some extra games that I asked for to replace the ones that did not work. So that should be lots of fun. We'll do a stream as soon as I get that. And yeah, so that's good news. He also said that he may very well be able to entertain my request to hack a gold Shonen Jump Famicom to be able to get English translations of the Japanese text-heavy games on said gold Famicom. So that should be fun as well. So we'll see what the future brings, but we're definitely getting a new PlayStation USB that has got some very nice games that we can stream, in addition to the wonderful physical media, hardware, and software that we have in our spacious man cave. So, let's hit start on the Sega Saturn, and we'll get down to it. I'm going to turn the volume up just a smidge. If that's not a pretty splash screen, I don't know what is. We're gonna lower the difficulty and pump up the speed. I actually have not beaten this. I got it in the mail today and messed around with it a bit before I ran to the gym, and I really, really enjoyed what I had seen. So we are going to play as Donovan, the main character. We'll do some auto guard action here. Now, the cool thing about this game is you basically get 10 auto guards. So, I mean, I don't really exploit it. I just like to have it as a safety net. And again, I really would like to get the Darkstalkers collection on the PlayStation 2, which would have D, the dark vampire version of Donovan that's fated to fight Anita. Who the hell knows how that fight ends? It's one of those, like, you know, in the 90s, Japan liked to be very vague and esoteric and leave lots of questions up to the viewer with their games. It was like a really good way to get a lot of bang for your buck for your creative energy, or lack thereof. You know, this random character is in fact this character that you love, but we're going to be very cryptic about everything. So, you know, enjoy whatever your mind decides to fill in. And yeah, that's definitely what they did with Donovan's story. So in his ending here, well, we'll see how it ends, but I know how it ends, and it's kind of grim and gritty, even though Donovan is a very very noble character. Again, it's really interesting to see some of the original character artwork for Darkstalkers vampire games. Because it definitely, characters looked much more like classic monsters, and then they, you know, by the time it was all said and done, really opted for these more JoJo's Bizarre Adventure style, figure drawing heavy, pose heavy, kind of flamboyant, very much design conscious designs. Good stuff. You know, I actually like it. I like this better, but I mean, it would be interesting to see a Darkstalkers where Victor actually looks like the 1930s Frankenstein monster, and Dimitri looks like Count Dracula with a, you know, straight up tuxedo and a cape. Morgan looked like she one of her early designs looks like Abby from Last of Us 2. She's like a She-Hulk. And they opted for the sexy lingerie-clad succubus. Again, I'm just such a big fan of the posing for the victory screens on this game. Drawing a manga right now. I'm trying to get at least a page a day. And I'm not trying, I am doing a page a day. It has to be that way because the deadline is September 1st. So we're basically on pace. And I'm really having a lot of fun drawing it. I got some nice big paper and really getting to, utilize and expand upon my figure drawing skills. Not that, I mean, I'm more like of the person where, like, I watch a lot of sitcoms with really, like, a lot of headshots, That's always been my thing. Comic strips, sitcoms, that kind of thing growing up has always caught my eyes, the face. But I am, mixing in. I'm trying to. There's some fighting in it as well, so it's giving me a chance to kind of do some interesting figure drawing as well, mixing that with my cartoony style, and then just challenging myself as an artist to make something that I enjoy that hopefully will, I don't know, put my best foot forward for the judges, who are legendary Shonen Jump mangaka. Which include Akira Toriyama, which is insane. He's my hero. Got him. All right. Do you know the upcoming school year? What's going on? I don't know exactly what's going on. It looks like, as far as New York State goes, they're going to try to use a model like they do with business. And schools will open based on how well their community is doing with the current situation. And schools can also propose whether they want to go in person, half and half, or full blown online. For whatever my opinion is worth, I actually prefer the online model, but I am ready, willing, and able to do whatever I am told, and will do my darndest to help my students. And with whatever the situation is, I just want people to be safe, and I want kids to, just be as safe and healthy and educated as possible. And in my little experience, I actually felt like online was actually really good for a lot of kids and teachers too. It was actually kind of funny because a lot of my kids that tended to be more, goofy once they got online. I don't know whether their parents were breathing down their necks or what, but they all got their act together. And then, I mean, some of the more creative kids that like the structure of the classroom kept them focused. Some of them just decided like, I'm gonna go, just do my own thing now. And so I don't know. But answer your question, I have no idea. I mean, everyone's different. Everyone learns differently. But in this current situation, we just have to be safety first, and we'll just see how that pans out. So I'm just milking the summer for all it's worth, and I'm just trying to come up with several contingency plans as a teacher. So that's what I know. Up here in New York, there's going to be an official decision made in August, I heard. But right now, New York, it's kind of weird because you hear that there's a lot of, I don't know about it so much now, but like at one point, New York City had the most cases in the country. Upstate New York, because it's more spread out, there's less people. We never really got anything that bad. My county, thankfully, has not had a fatality from this situation. Neighboring counties have. So honestly, as long as everyone just acts mature, and here's an idea: like, don't go out in massive crowds of people, whether you're protesting, barbecuing, or whatever. Follow the freaking guidelines that were designed to keep us safe in the first place. I think people got away from that. They got wrapped up in all the politics of what was going on, and in the 4th of July and graduation and all that stuff. And so now all of a sudden, just because the news cycle changed, people figured like, oh, I can just do whatever I want now. And you can't, because there's no vaccine. And the rules don't change just because CNN's talking about something different. So, I don't know. It is what it is. I just want people to stay safe, because honestly, like, quarantine can be a wonderful thing, just spend time with your family, chill. We're in a prosperous country. We've got online everything. You can order stuff online. You can shop online for groceries. You got drive-thrus. Just freaking chill and relax and enjoy yourselves, You don't have to worry about being in the rat race all the time, dealing with, just attitudes. So yeah, I mean, if you don't act stupid and other people don't act stupid, this is actually not a bad situation. So, I don't know. That's just me. That's my thoughts on things. That's what I know about what the school year will hold. So, I'm just taking it one day at a time and watching Matlock every day at 10 o'clock. Drawing manga, playing with my cute kid. Working on my boxing. Getting random old video games in the mail. Throwing all kinds of fruits and vegetables in a blender, and hoping that those concoctions I make are actually good for me. Which, I mean, my whole thing recently, since we've gotten this, like, food ninja or whatever, it's like, if I feel like snacking, it's like, I'm just gonna throw, like, a bunch of healthy food in the blender, and then throw almond milk and honey on it, and just chug away, you know? Oh, I gotta tell you, I had a smoothie today that was like half an avocado, kale, spinach, and a carrot with almond milk and honey, and a little of that went a long way. It was a pretty filling. I don't know, needed more sweetness to it, but it was hearty as hell though. It gave me a lot of energy when I was hitting the heavy bag and whatnot. So, we've said this whenever we fight Dimitri here, I really enjoy his level. This game, man, Sega Saturn and 2D fighting games is freaking fantastic. Sega Saturn, I don't know, man, like, PlayStation had ultimately better third-party support, but Sega Saturn, man, is nothing to thumb your nose at. I mean, there's a legit reason this was, at times, the #1 console in Japan. Great advertising. I mean, the hardware on the Sega Saturn is more powerful than the PlayStation hardware. It really just depends on your programmer. It's just always really sad that, Saturn and PlayStation were such amazing systems, and there was a window where Saturn and PlayStation could have been one console, and Hayao Nakayama is the one that, apparently really put the brakes on that foolishly. You had Tom Kalinske, you had the American and Japanese heads of Sony, all on board for making a console to really kind of stick it to Nintendo for bailing on the Nintendo PlayStation. And, Hayao Nakayama's like, oh, well, Nintendo didn't work with Sony, so we're not going to. And I think a lot of it was that he may have consciously or subconsciously felt threatened by Tom Kalinsky's success with the Sega Genesis. And, the whole rivalry between Sega of Japan and Sega of America was ridiculous, because you got to be working together, guys. You're releasing the same games. You're sometimes developing like the best games of all time in tandem. So I don't know, like, just work together, man. I think a lot of it's the Confucian culture of little brother is surpassing big brother, so get in your place. But a good idea is a good idea, and they certainly came to regret that decision. As well as the Saturn did in Japan, PlayStation ultimately outsold it both in Japan and all over the world. And the marketing for Saturn was, poor outside of Japan. Because, when Sega had it was really firing in the international market, it was doing, nothing really, not like poorly in Japan, but certainly not stellar. And, when it was really doing well in Japan, it wasn't doing stellar in the international market. Except Brazil, they were always playing their Master Systems. Anyway, I'm actually really excited about the new Sega arcade cabinet, this new Sega Mini arcade cabinet. Phobos, also known as Huitzel. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'm hoping they have Dead or Alive on there. I know they're going to have Virtua Fighter 1 on there. It'll be cool stuff, hopefully. I mean, the big thing I really would like on there, and I don't know how it would work with the joystick, is I would love to get Sega Sonic, the Sega Sonic arcade game that introduced Ray and Mighty. Because they also I'd love to get Sonic the Fighters on there as well. Darkstalkers, definitely a cool story. It had a really weird American cartoon. So, you know, that was still fun to watch, but definitely kind of an odd choice for a kids show, since the game itself is so not aimed at little kids. You know, I mean, it's nothing like crazy gory or anything, but it's like, you know, monsters and sexy girls and violence, so kind of darker themes. But you know, it's cool. Actually, it's nice because it gives the kids an option to, you know, if you want to see Darkstalkers and not see something a little too edgy, the cartoon's a nice option. Oh, out of my auto guard there. Doing well. We just gotta keep moving and grooving here. Working my medium punch gives me a nice bit of range with that sword there. Got him, well done. Alright. So we are approaching... Hey, Nick! What's going on, man? We are playing some Vampire Hunter. And we actually are at the boss right now. And the theme for tonight, we're not limited to this, but the initial focus is going to be Sega Saturn and Famicom games. So we got Vampire Hunter in the mail today, which is a quality title. This is the second Darkstalkers game, great 2D fighting game. And here we go. This is the song I Rock Santino to Sleep To. Santino always pretends he is the boss of the fighting game, and I'm always the hero character. Or some character that he relates to me. In this game, it's Victor, the Frankenstein monster. The music in this game is insane. How did school work for you guys? Hang on a second. How is school working for you guys, or is it TBD? I was just telling Arrow this. So basically, I guess the working plan is to do it by, you know, how well each region is doing, which had to do with like the phased economic reopening system, you know. So depending on how good you were doing, that's how much of your economy got opened up. How good we're doing based on by county or district or whatever. By district, which would include several counties, that would affect, is your school going to open or not? I know there's also options for schools to present plans, whether they prefer to go full in person, half and half, or all online. If you're asking me personally, I like the all online style, but, you know, it is what it is. We beat the game, all right. And then I think August 8th, we're going to get an official announcement. So there's Donovan's ending. Yeah, so Donovan's got, you know, an issue here because he's trying to control his vampiric bloodlust. But beating so many monsters and kind of absorbing their dark energies is making him kind of lose it. And, you know, Anita, the little girl he looks after, they're both two lost souls that care for each other, you know, she's seeing that, and now it's like 10 years later, and she's living a healthy, normal life. And then, I mean, Donovan has trained her in the ways of the vampire hunter. But, Donovan is just kind of living a dark fate. And he basically ends up becoming D, an amnesiac vampire. And then the question is, does Anita pull him back from the brink or defeat him once and for all? Or it's all left very vague. And then he's back in Vampire Savior. So who the hell even knows if, I don't know. It's all kind of left up to your imagination. And, since I don't speak Japanese, I can't actually read this in particular here, but I'm sure we can find a translation, but we get lots of cool artwork and poses and all that stuff. So I always like the lone wolf and cub, Donovan and Anita. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen Vampire Hunter D, but there is, there's some similarities with him and Donovan, except D is, I guess, at least from what I've seen, doesn't have that kind of sad ending. So, man, the good music keeps coming. Actually, I don't think we lost a fight. Maybe that's why our ending is so good here. All these cool poses here. Yeah, Victor, that's who Santino. If Santino's Pyron, I'm Victor. So, the nice Frankenstein monster. Oh, Lele is her name in Japan. Zabel. That pose right there is the hardest freaking pose to draw. Every time I try that pose, it's always ridiculous. Man, this music is just ridiculous. I wonder if I can actually pop this CD in a Discman. Lots of Saturn games had Redbook audio. Alubath. There's our guy Donovan McNabb. Actually, once he tamed his vampiric lust, he decided to start over at Syracuse University, where he became a successful quarterback that parlayed his career to a role prominently on the Philadelphia Eagles. And then he ended up on the Minnesota Vikings. And that didn't go too well, but he gave it a nice shot. So there you go. Hey, Rogue Drums, how's it going? We just beat Vampire Hunter on the Sega Saturn, which incidentally is presented by Capcom. Thanks for playing. And thanks for watching. So, yes, we beat that game with Donovan. And gotta love some Donovan McNabb. Absolutely. So, fun fact. I'm a big fan of the TNBC sitcom City Guys. So, for those of you who are a little on the younger side, on Saturday mornings, they actually used to have TV shows for teenagers and elementary school kids. It was really fun. And NBC, so Fox in the 90s really had the, kid preteen market covered. So NBC decided to go more for the preteen teenage market. And they basically, hey, Diego, how the hell are you doing, man? I'm sorry, man. I'll start it without you. We actually have been going for about a half an hour. We just beat Vampire Hunter, and it's not a party unless Diego's here, so we are super stoked that Diego is here. So back to Donovan McNabb. So I'm a big fan of this show, City Guys, because City Guys was one of the teenage sitcoms on Saturday morning. It was on at 11 o'clock on TNBC. And actually it kind of divided my attention between, away from X-Men, the animated series, which at the time was getting a little weird. The principal on City Guys was this lady named Miss Noble, and she played Donovan McNabb's mom in a Campbell's soup commercial. And I actually am friends with the three male leads from City Guys on Instagram, and I was actually joking with about Miss Noble playing Donovan McNabb's mom, and they thought that was very funny. So now, by friends on Instagram, I mean they've just liked some of my posts and we've chatted very briefly, but it's still really cool that Chris from City Guys and I have exchanged pleasantries. So I can actually do the whole City Guys rap. Let's see if I can still do it here. C-I-T-Y, you can see why these guys, the neat guys, smart and streetwise. C-I-T-Y, you can see why these guys, the neat guys, smart and streetwise. City guys pose those looks in street clothes. It's all good coming from city people. We're all the same. Open up your eyes. Roll with the City Guys. C-I-T-Y, you can see why these guys, the neat guys, smart and streetwise. C-I-T-Y, you can see why these guys, the neat guys, smart and streetwise. City Guys. Roll with the City Guys. City-wise. Roll with the City Guys. City Guys. City Guys. City Guys. City. And that's how the opening goes. So there, I can still do that opening right there. And thank you for all not abandoning me during that dark time right there that we just had. Diego, you just got out of the shower, but it's all good. Well, that's good. I don't want you stinking up things here. It's some good stuff. Actually, speaking of not stinking things up, I didn't want to stink things up, so I actually got some new shower gel today, and it is fantastic. It's called Method Men. Not to be confused with Method Man of the Wu-Tang Clan. Yeah, so good stuff. We've had so much fun. Diego and Rogue Drubs have just joined the party. Why don't we take another run here, and we'll go as Morgan. We just beat the game with Donovan McNabb, the Vampeel, and now I do Morgan, the sexy succubus, because, come on. So, Rogue Drums and Diego, you may be pleased to know that in the very near future, we'll actually be getting an upgrade to our PlayStation Mini. I've been in contact with Jim, and we've got some custom wallpaper, some custom music, some extra games that have replaced the ones that did not work on our stream. So expect to see that in the next day or two. It should be fun. Yes. Yes, I should be a rapper. I've got crazy street cred. I'm definitely one of the few rappers that Eminem is afraid to mess with. So, that's very true. It was like Jadakiss, the guy who did the Interior Crocodile Alligator song, Chip the Ripper, and then me. Interior Crocodile Alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie theater. Interior Crocodile Alligator. Wavy Websurf, a YouTuber who I like very much. There's a whole video about that, so check that out. See, that song is kind of blown up on TikTok. What is going on with TikTok? Did we ban that as a country now or something? Is Deng Xiaoping's ghost watching us on TikTok? Is that what's happening here? Yeah, you got that right. Yeah, watch your back, Eminem. And you got enough to worry about with all your trailer park drama. You don't want any of this action here. I love that contorted pose of hers. Every time I draw it always looks weird. Actually, the last time I drew something like, I always have to alter it because I don't know if it's actually anatomically possible, but they make it work. TikTok is an unknown world now. Kind of always has been. I can honestly say I've not ever done the TikTok thing. If I want to make a public spectacle of myself, I'll do it on YouTube. There's actually a video of me doing a Bill Cosby impression that my friend taped at a bar. Her name is Mel, and she's actually she's got some nice singing, guitar playing talents, nice artistic talents as well. She ended up moving to England and marrying a very cool guy. Anyway, She ended up taping me doing my Cosby impression on her channel. So, that alone means I can't run for president. But yeah, so I don't know. The long and short of it is, if I want to act goofy, I'll just do it on YouTube. I don't need to have TikTok. Lots of kids would like do TikTok during study halls and stuff, and I was like, it's whatever. TikTok and the Chinese, or maybe just a conspiracy. Good, stay away. Favorite Disney movie, Lion King, because it's a ripoff of a cool anime. Good and stay away, as Cobain would say. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Kurt Cobain, definitely a super talented guy. Sometimes I think he could be a little too pessimistic, especially once he got a crap ton of money. So like, what are you upset about? It's like you have a toaster and hot water. Like, just wear your flannel shirt and be happy about that. Actually, Smells Like Teen Spirit syncs up really well with Rick Astley. Never Gonna Give You Up. They actually have mashups of that on YouTube. Check it out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. But don't check it out right now. Don't leave my live stream. I need support. I need validation. What is the most Disney movie that you've... I'm sorry, I'm trying to read this and play at the same time. Hang on a second. What is the most Disney movie that you ever watch or know? If I'm talking about Disney movies, yeah, Lion King for me, definitely. Because it's a ripoff of Kimba the White Lion, and that means the story's good. It's legitimately just a story I like. My son really, really likes Lilo and Stitch, and that's a really cute movie. I really like the Disney movies that are hand-drawn. I really think that Pixar has done real damage to Disney in terms of being a place that really produces beautiful things. I think the 3D animation is fine for what it is, but I don't think, and I never thought it should be the standard. I thought it should be something that kind of exists as a supplement to good 2D animation. Sorry, underrated Disney movie. Okay, so most underrated Disney movie. That's a good question. Probably Little Mermaid, just because that is really the movie that when I was growing up really started a string of Disney 2D blockbusters. Every summer or so after Little Mermaid, it was like Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King, and then that was really the peak. And then after that, it was like Pocahontas and Hunchback of Notre Dame, and it was just like every summer they had it set up after Little Mermaid that they'd have some giant blockbuster. So, yeah. So I would say Little Mermaid, and I think Little Mermaid's cool as well. I actually like the story. I don't like the original story as much. It's kind of sad the Little Mermaid actually dies. So the Disney movies actually got a much better ending. So, yeah. There's actually a really nice Little Mermaid anime that's got the crappy ending. It's like from the early 80s, late 70s. It's actually really pretty. I actually ended up buying it on a VHS DVD. Or VHS. It was like a DVD that was like a rip of a VHS tape. You got it at a flea market for like $1. So yeah, I would say my favorite, personally for me, my favorite Disney movies would be like Lion King and Little Mermaid. Because Under the Sea is a really catchy tune. And the Simpsons version of Under the Sea is also excellent. That's just listen to everything, Homer. Move under the sea. Well, it's not going to happen. Well, not with that attitude. John Talbane, also known as Gallon in the Land of the Rising Sun here. Come on. There we go. Got him. Mighty Ducks and Aladdin. Ah, excellent choice. Well, I didn't know we could choose live action movies. I was just thinking of the cartoons, but if we're talking live action movies, I would go Angels in the Outfield and Lion King. If we're doing live action movies, Angels in the Outfield is freaking awesome. I do like Mighty Ducks quite a bit. Emilio Estevez is great in that movie. I love the Mighty Ducks jersey, but Angels in the Outfield would be my favorite live action Disney movie for sure. And then my favorite cartoon would be The Lion King. I actually have the Lion King video game on Sega Genesis, and it's damn good. It gets really difficult toward the end, though. But I have beaten it with Game Shark, mainly because I just used the I didn't like cheat. I think I just used the level select to get to the last level, and then really just did a lot of grinding, not grinding to level up, just trial and error, learning the lay of the land to get to Scar, and then I eventually did beat Scar. I don't remember the ending, but that game really did push Sega Genesis graphically, so I love the Mighty Ducks is great. Flying V, Flying V. Ah, darn it. Aladdin also has a really good Sega Genesis game. Yeah, for a period, the Disney video games on the Sega Genesis were excellent. Capcom was making some great stuff. Who was Virgin making those really good? Lion King, Beauty and the Beast was really good. Aladdin was really good. Lion King was really good. That should get her. Angels in the Outfield is also one of my favorites as well. I love Angels in the Outfield. I love baseball. It was just a really funny movie. Just remember that crooked announcer, my ass is hanging out the window. It was great. It's kind of sad that Tony Danza. He's Tony Danza's gonna die because he smokes, but he gives it his all, gosh darn it, Danny Glover, you got an angel with you right now. Danny Glover. Really, Danny Glover, crap. Yes, Virgin had a hand in the 90s Disney games. Yeah, that was some good stuff. Yeah, Capcom and Virgin, they made some really good Disney games. Almost got her. Come on. She's chip damage territory here. Oh, jeez. I won. Good. Saved by the Bell. So don't forget, Sleeping Beauty is those Disney movies from the 40s, 50s. I mean, those really are the great animation standards for sure. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, Sleeping Beauty, I remember that was my mom's favorite Disney movie. I definitely grew up in the 1980s remembering things like, Sleeping Beauty, Fantasia, Snow White. I saw Snow White in the theaters when it got re-released when I was in elementary school. I have a double feature of Snow White and Mortal Kombat, no, it was Babe and Mortal Kombat. My mom took me to the movies. Babe and Mortal Kombat. That's what we saw. I enjoyed both thoroughly. That'll do, pig. That'll do. But if I had to choose between Babe and Mortal Kombat, I would choose Mortal Kombat. Matthew McConaughey was in Angels in the Outfield. So I do remember that, actually. Yeah, Angels in the Outfield. Angels in the Outfield and Rookie of the Year. Those were two, really good baseball movies. I particularly liked Rookie of the Year because it had my favorite baseball player, Bobby Bonilla, having a cameo in it, getting struck out by the Rookie of the Year. So, yeah, good stuff. Um, on a slightly unrelated topic, I've been starting to listen to the Disco Inferno and crap, and Conan's podcast excerpts on YouTube. It's pretty good. They're honest and intelligent. And when it comes to the world of pro wrestling, you don't agree with everything they say 100% of the time, but nor should you agree with anybody 100% of the time. And King Little Big League, yes. Kid in King Arthur's Court, I do remember that. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. Angels in the Outfield, that was a solid flick. There was some good stuff. That's a movie I've seen a lot. It was one of those movies as a kid. It's like you could just watch it and not get tired of it. Not to be, like, controversial or depressing, but, like, I watch all these, like, shows, like Angels in the Outfield and Matlock and all this stuff, and it's like, there are all these shows with, like, white guys and black guys working together, and it's, like, all good stuff. It's like, we really have gone backwards on race relations. Like, used to be all this emphasis on, like, harmony and... we all have our own way of looking at things, but we're all buddies, Now it's just like, what the hell, man? It's like, you offend me. Go away. I must destroy you. Big, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's first movie. Yes. Angels in the Outfield. I do remember Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And then he was in Third Rock from the Sun. And then he was in Inception. So, really good stuff right there. Angels in the Outfield, Third Rock from the Sun, and Inception. All quality films. He was in Inception, right? I'm not thinking of anyone else. He was definitely in Inception. And then he was in, he was like the Christopher Nolan Robin that had, like, no real role in the movie as Robin, except for the end, I think the Christopher Nolan Batman movies are overrated. They're not bad by any means, but they're definitely overrated. The Michael Keaton ones are the best, in my opinion, and I'm super psyched that there's rumors that he's coming back to play Batman. They really need to do the Dark Knight Returns with him. Come on. Ah, crap. I almost had him. Alright, let's see what this says here. Alright. Rogue Drums. I got a cheese stick and some cookies. Fantastic. Reese's Cookies. Even better. Yes, he was in Inception, and he was in Batman. Yep. I saw both those movies in the theaters, and I liked them. I thought that... okay, so... I was in, like, Cortland's version of Occupy Wall Street, which was actually extremely chill and nice. And, like, that third Batman movie was, like, very, very anti-Occupy. Which I didn't really care one way or the other. Like, it's not like it offended me or anything like that, but it was like, the masses are asses and Batman needs to beat them up because, they're out of their goddamn minds. That was pretty much the point of that movie. And then at the end, the police officer was named Robin, and he took up Batman's mantle at the end. Okay, fine, that's cool. And Anne Hathaway was, like, really good looking in the movie, and she, like, popped her butt out on a motorcycle, and, like, it was like it was an okay movie. But the thing that was, like, really bad about that movie was not Christopher Nolan. Christian Bale really overacted as Batman, and Tom Hardy as Bane was just, like, completely unintelligible. So, and everyone's just saying, like, oh my god, this is the best Batman ever. It's like, no, it really isn't. It's, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 7.5. So, he is a solid actor. I do like him. Yes, he was in Inception and 10 Things I Hate About You, which is that is a good movie. 10 Things I Hate About You is a good movie. What's her face? I remember, like, that one girl, like, starts dancing to Hypnotize at a party. It's like one of the things that stood out to me about that film. I remember we ended up getting like I think like a free preview of HBO one weekend. Like 10 Things I Hate About You on it. It's one of the things I watched. And then I watched Tenchi Muyo after that. It was good good afternoon. So this would have been in like 2000, 1999, 2000. Tenchi Muyo, incidentally, nice strategy RPG on the Super Famicom. Julia Stiles is exactly who I'm thinking of. Yes, she had her time in the spotlight for sure in the late 90s. Something of an it girl. My favorite 90s girl was always Jennifer Love Hewitt. Of those, like, no, let me correct. I'm gonna correct that. Okay, so out of mainstream, like, teen beat stuff, Jennifer Love Hewitt was the one I liked. But if we're talking like 90s girls, like Carmen Electra and Pamela Anderson are, you know, like that's where the action is. Right? Hannah Nicole Smith was pretty cool too, until she went insane. Well, let me put it this way: until she went publicly insane. Has a free preview of HBO in here. One thing I remember is seeing You Got Served. Yes, well, I mean, who among us doesn't enjoy, you know, a 90s adaptation of Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo? That's good stuff. You know what was funny is, like, when I would get a new cable box, they would give you all the channels free for, like, like 32 hours. It's like, here, get a taste of what everything is like, and then they kind of yank the rug out from under you. But, yeah, it's always nice. So, like, oh, got the cable box. Better hurry up and watch it while they give you free HBO. I mean, honestly, personally, I think that, you know, once HBO, like, I think, like, HBO's original programming is all well and good, but once that started to become a standard for things, it was not good. Like, you know, HBO doing a couple of shows that were a little more provocative, you know, in the margins, like, oh, that's cool, you know. Maybe, if they're good. If they're not good, it's like, screw that crap. Like, Girls is, like, one of the worst shows ever made. Hands down. I mean, I had to watch some of that because I made when I was dating my wife, I knew she liked that show for God knows what reason. So, like, I made her, like, this mixtape, and, like, I had to watch some of it. And I was like, holy crap. This is the worst freaking thing I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, so, like, some of HBO's original programming is god-awful, but the problem is, like, other networks started to copy it, and, like, that led to things, I think, becoming like, increasingly nihilistic and really kind of screwed pop culture in the U.S. So, you know. Like, you know, I watch MeTV, and it's freaking amazing. Like, Sunday night, I was watching Columbo, The Honeymooners, Dick Van Dyke. It's like, wow, these people are not complete assholes. They're just, like, people who believe in things and are nice to each other, and the stories are fun. You know, like, people are living in harmony, they've gotten nice middle-class living standards for themselves, and it's like, and don't give me this crap like, oh, the poor people can't relate to that. I got news for you. Like, I was poor growing up, and those shows, they give you something to look forward to. You know, the people who are really downtrodden don't want to see their bullshit, you know, in their escapist space. They want to have something that they can aspire to, not something that, you know, that it's like, oh, my home life's not fun. Let me watch a version of it that's voyeuristic on a pay channel, you know? Like, that kind of crap is the most infuriating, to me at least. So, anyway, but, yeah, I'm a big proponent of television from the 50s through 90s. Girls, Motley. Wait, what? What do you say? Oh, are you saying Motley Crue? girls. Oh, we beat the game. All right. I do love me some 80s music. Yeah, that kind of girls is fine. The Lena Dunham girls, that is not okay. Again, like just because she has an opinion on something does not mean that it's powerful or interesting or anything. So a lot of high contrast here. It's not showing up. Morgan has basically sucked the life out of Pyron, and now she's retiring to her estate. We can zoom this in a bit here. There we go. Yes, yes. Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of 80s rock music as well. Morgan's weird butler here. It's like, are you Happy Jeeves? Yeah, Morgan looking all sexy. Man, this there we go. Second place, not too shabby. All right. So I think we have a good sampling of the Vampire Hunter, the Darkstalker's Revenge. So we'll look at our credits here. Here's that really tricky picture to draw. Yeah, like that arm, like how the hell... It's like it's going back. Like, that's not how an arm would fall, but it works the way that he draws it. So, yeah, it's really interesting. Like, I always try to draw that picture, and then I always have to change the position of the arm because I just can't get it to fall that way and look realistic. So, and not that it looks realistic, but, like, look aesthetically settling. Because that's the thing, is like we're geared to if something looks off in a way that is not I think structurally sound, it bothers us. You know, like you can exaggerate features, but as long as they're structurally sound within analogous proportions to the human body, we find those things pleasing to the eye. But when something is off, like it doesn't look structurally sound, I think that's when our alarm bells start going off, and it's like, I don't want to look at that. That looks odd, you know? Like, that's a really effed up pose, but he's making it work. So, yeah, I mean, I love this artwork here. It's really good stuff. All you gotta do is trace it. Yeah, screw that crap, man. You're not gonna learn. I mean, like, if you want to just, there's nothing wrong. Let me put it this way: if you want to trace a picture, that's fine. You know, if you want to feel like you're kind of getting acquainted with the line work, or you want to just be able to make a trace of something that you like because that's just something that you're into, more freaking power to you, man. That's fine. But for someone who's trying to like push themselves as an artist, I don't think tracing is going to be super helpful. It's just, you're just going to be aping someone else's work, and you're not going to learn the proper under structure of things, you know. No, I know you're just joking. I'm just kind of speaking off. I know you're joking. I'm just responding as to why I think that tracing is not always the best thing to do if you're seriously training yourself as an artist. Like, I remember I used to post on these like really annoying artist message boards when I was an undergrad in college, which really taught me how to take criticism, but it also taught me that people could just be jerks because they like to be jerks too. Anyway, like at one point I was like, oh, well, I'll just start tracing some stuff and that'll make me learn some things. And I remember like someone told me it's like tracing is going to get you nowhere, you know? And I don't think he's particularly wrong in my case. It's just a lot of practice in terms of learning body proportions and geometric shapes and how those all are in relation to each other. you know, and then once you can get that down, then you can start doing more, and it's always a quest to get better. So, so cool. Yeah, it's that is our game, The Vampire Hunter. I am going to hit the lights, drink some coffee, and chat with my friends. Hold on. All right, we are back. So, what should we play next? I do have some other games on Sega Saturn I have yet to play. So hold on a second. We talked about Tenchi Muyo. So there's a really good YouTube channel. They don't put out much now that I see, but I always love these live streams. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoy them. I love doing them. This game, Pretty Sammy, was on one of the guys who does Famicom Dojo's Japanese game store, and actually, this guy's name is Vink. He's got his own independent YouTube channel. Famicom Dojo is a channel that is primarily headed by a guy named Sean Orange, and it was out in the early 2000s, and it really, was basically like, a handful of nerdy guys talking about the Famicom, kind of giving Westerners the 101 course on the system. So lots of fun stuff, really entertaining videos, relaxing to watch, funny. And one of the guys, Vink, he does live streams a lot of the time from Japan on Saturday mornings, and he was playing up his store. So I checked out his store, and I had to wait a long time for this because of Corona, but I eventually did get Pretty Sammy in the mail. This is a Gaiden alternate dimension to Tenchi Muyo, one of the really big animes of the late 90s in the United States. It actually came out in the early 90s in Japan, and it has a very cool strategy RPG on the Super Famicom. But this is like if Sasami, Ayaka's younger sister, was in a Sailor Moon magical girl type anime. This is what it is. This looks text heavy, so I don't know how much we'll actually be able to play of it. But the cool thing about this game is it actually comes with a mini disc you can pop into your CD player. Lots of Japanese CDs were in this format in the 90s because people in Japan love their small stuff. That's why we have, Game Gears the size of jelly beans in development, which I don't really know how playing RPGs on those things are going to work, but I don't know. If you buy 7 of them, you get a magnifying glass, so that's good. So, I don't know if that's actually the case, but I think if you buy all 4, you get a free magnifying glass, so that'll be nice. Don't drop it in a sewer, that's for sure. All right, anyway, and then on the front here, you actually get to the Pretty Sammy disc. Again, I can't stress enough. I'm going to grab some Sega Saturn boxes from the U.S. We've done this before. I want to do this again. Hold on. Okay. So, certainly nothing wrong with these boxes right here. They're tall. They're not ugly. They're a little utilitarian, but they're not bad. Okay, like this is a perfectly nice game box. But take a look. I don't know. Like these Japanese boxes are just like oozing with like style and edge and energy. This here it's like, okay, big white box here. Gold and black and blue and anime, and it's sleek and compact, so it's like this actually this might be a fun game to play. I don't know, this stream or another one. Normally sports games aren't always the most fun things to play, but in the 90s sports games are actually really fun. This was in Japan, Hideo Nomo baseball, but this has got Mike Piazza on the cover. So anyway, I don't know. if you compare U.S. Saturn box art to, you know, Japanese Saturn box art, uh, like the Japanese box art's way better. So yeah, good stuff. We could play some. We could play some World Series baseball. We actually they oh, you know what? Okay, we're gonna play some World Series baseball. We are gonna play some Pretty Sammy too. So, um, so we'll do a little World Series baseball. Then we'll play some Pretty Sammy. Um, the reason we're gonna play World Series baseball on the Sega Saturn is because it has my all-time favorite player in it when he's still on my favorite team, the New York Mets, Bobby Bonilla. So we're going to pop this game into our white Sega Sanshiro Sega Saturn. The older Sega Saturn is now in the library upstairs. So, World Series Baseball. Again, pretty discs. Like, Saturn's US packaging was nothing to sneeze at, but the Japanese stuff was just, like, really cool. They really spent that extra energy giving you top-notch design. You know, it's like they could have done the cool Japanese stuff and the, like, yeah, I'm doing the sign on my shirt here. Like the 90s Gen X, you know, skateboarder baggy jeans stuff. It's like the two things aren't exclusive to each other. Like if you watch, I recommend all of you watch Absolutely Rose Street. It is a Sega infomercial for the 32X. It's fantastic. It's like literally one of my things that I can have on in the background and watch. Sega, that style that's really geared toward the U.S. audience is not antithetical to the Japanese style. They go, I think, kind of parallel to each other in a way that is relatable. So, this actually, this shirt here, it's a shirt I wear when I work out and it's hot and I just want to relax. This is from my favorite line of clothes ever, the Adam Levine collection. So I'm going to do a kind of a sad story and a little bit of a funny story here. So my grandpa was gravely ill. One of the things that I would do after I would be with him for hours, and actually, like, I really liked taking care of him at the hospital. And at the time, I was single, so I was like talking to a lot of nurses, and I was getting square meals. I was like on my own as a bachelor. So they had a really nice cafeteria and pretty nurses, and I just like sit and watch Walker Texas Ranger with my grandpa. So it was not a bad situation, except the fact that my grandpa was dying. But anyway, I didn't know he was dying. He was just like 94 and fighting for his life. But anyway. So one of the things that I would do to decompress after all of that is I would go to Kmart, and at the time I was like getting a better wardrobe of clothes. So I would go make a beeline for like the coolest clothes I think ever. It was the Adam Levine collection, and it was like all these trendy cool clothes that were like my style or stuff that I liked. And I would like buy as many Adam Levine collection clothes as I could. And this was like one of their summer shirts, which it's seen some wear and tear. Obviously, I've worked out in it. It probably needs to be bleached. But this is one of the Adam Levine collection shirts. And then what I would do is I'd go into Kmart, I'd look at the Adam Levine clothes, and I would say, okay, I think I know what I'm going to get. Then I would go and walk to Little Caesars inside of Kmart and then order a pizza, go back and buy my clothes, and then by the time I was done buying my clothes, my pizza would be ready. So there's that. So when I was single and taking care of my elderly grandfather, Kmart was my friend and my chill space. And now it's gone in Cortland, which is really lame. We have a really awesome Marshalls though, so that's where me and my family go, and it's that's some good stuff. All right. The one thing I appreciated about Kmart is they had a big and tall section for us vertical and heavier types. Yes, they did have a big and tall section. So yes, I really liked their clothes. They had and I would get compliments on I still do. Like if I wear an Adam Levine shirt, people are like, where'd you get that shirt? I was like, Kmart, you know, and it's like, now they're gone, man. And like, there's no more Adam Levine collection anymore. So if you're one of the tens of people watching my video, you know, and you happen to be Adam Levine or a CEO at Kmart, you need to bring that clothing line back because that is what you can do to really reverse the fortunes of your ailing department store. So, on that note, let's play some World Series Baseball. Came out in 1995. This is actually one of my first games that I owned for the Sega Saturn. Quality stuff. And then from there, we'll move on to some Japanese games that I don't even know if we'll be able to read, but it looks really cool. Yes, I miss Kmart too. They're not completely gone. Like, there are still some Kmart stores, and you can order online, but their selection is definitely not what it used to be. So, this has got a pretty catchy opening here. You did a man-to-man swap. I actually ordered Hideo Nomo Baseball, like, I think, like, in 2016, and it never came. Because I just wanted to see, like, the difference between Hideo Nomo Baseball and World Series Baseball, of which there is essentially none, but... I do like Hideo Nomo, though, so I thought it'd be cool to have a game like that. Man, all the Kmarts in San Diego are gone. That's lame. Alright. Yes. What do you mean? Games will not be saved under these conditions. Yeah, we'll still start. What's wrong with my... Are we, like, out of memory or something? Or... Nah, we'll be fine. Alright, let's make a... We'll do like a 3-inning game. Put this on rookie. No errors. Free, we have 15 blocks free. I guess it requires more than that. Alright, whatever, I don't care. Let's get out of here. What did I do? There we go. Alright. Just loading. Alright. Okay. Let's play a game. Now, the World Series Baseball on the Sega Genesis actually had a different camera angle for the batters. It actually was, like, really... up close. The players looked massive, and so when I got this on the Dreamcast, on the Saturn, I thought it would look the same, and it didn't. But that's fine. The eternal rivals of the National League East here. You only had a handful of stadiums to choose from, but they're good stadiums, so who cares? Sometimes less is more. And we're gonna play at a Wrigley, and we'll play during the day. Oh, man, this is completely the New York Mets I grew up with. Ah, the Expos still existed, yes. Brett Butler, Jose Vizcaíno, Rico Brogna, Bobby Bonilla, the greatest of all time, Jeff Kent, Joe Orslak, Ryan Thompson, Todd Hundley, and Brett Saberhagen. This is my all-time favorite Mets team right here. And this is definitely the Atlanta Braves baseball that they would have before WCW Saturday Night right here. Marquise Grissom, Jeff Blauser, Chipper Jones, Fred McGriff, David Justice, was it Ryan Klesko, Jose Lopez, Mark Lemke, and Greg Maddux, one of the best pitchers ever in Major League Baseball. He ended up going to the Cubs. Okay, it's been a while since I've played this, so. This game has very nice photorealistic graphics.
Now batting, Brett
All right. Brett Butler was always known for being a fast bunter here. What are my controls here? Well, that's terrible. How do I bunt? Ah, man. Well, either way, that's terrible. I said that I know more players. Hang on a second. I said I know more players on teams in the 90s than me watching baseball. Still, the game was more intense. No, dude, 90s baseball is way better than baseball today. Dude, how do I bunt? Where's my bunt? There it is. He squares the bunt. The throw to first. Well, it did nothing, but I just wanted to see if I could do it. Rico Bronya. He's not quite as good as Bobby Bonilla, but he packs a wallop. See? There he goes. And he's out. He makes the play. The side is retired in order. These early Saturn sports games that utilize digitized graphics are really, really nice. Digitized graphics, I think, are highly underrated. People are just seduced by the glitz of the polygon. Not that polygons are bad, they're not. Dude, freaking throw it to first. Darn it. Jeff Blauser. Oh, wow. Up the middle. Well done. Darn it. Yeah, go good. I got him out of third. Good. You got greedy. Take that. Chipper Jones, that guy played for a while. Alright, Fred McGriff. My best friend growing up really liked the Atlanta Braves. Alright, got Fred McGriff out here. And his favorite player was David Justice. My favorite player was Bobby Bonilla. And still is. Bobby Bonilla is getting paid to this day. He's the greatest Met of all time. That is not good. Dude, come on. Oh, I thought he had stopped running. Well, I thought we could get out of that with no damage, but... Yeah, position ourselves underneath that. Alright, Bobby Bonilla. He's up first. You gotta hit a home run with him. Now batting, Bobby Bonilla. The windup and the pitch. There's that big Bobby Bonilla sweeping swing there. The windup and the pitch. Go, 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 go. Ah, crap. He always popped the ball out. He always hit it deep in the outfield. So that he'd drive in RBIs, but, you know. Alright, there we go. Jeff Kent, way to go. I heard a lot of San Francisco fans didn't like him, because he actually went to the Giants and was pretty good. He won a World Series with them. Wow, Joe Orsulak, way to go. Now batting, Ryan Thompson. 2 outs with a runner on first. Ryan Thompson, he was on the Yankees for a little bit. All right, there we go. There we go. Starting to get our groove back here. David Justice played for everyone. Bobby Bonilla. I can tell you every team Bobby Bonilla played for. All right. Time. All right. Here's every team that Bobby Bonilla played for, okay? He started out with the Chicago White Sox. Then from there he went to the Pittsburgh Pirates. From there he went to the New York Mets. From there he went to the Baltimore Orioles. From there he went to the Florida Marlins, where he won the World Series in 1997. From there he went to the LA Dodgers. From there he went back to the New York Mets, who ended up buying him out of his contract. From there he went to the Atlanta Braves. And from there he finally settled on ending his career in St. Louis on the Cardinals, where he actually pitched a game that I have never seen. I have never seen Bobby Bonilla pitch for the St. Louis Cardinals, but I would love to see that. Bobby Bonilla's last team that he played for was the St. Louis Cardinals, and that is where he ended his illustrious career. He got hurt during spring training, and after that he decided to just kind of hang it up. And Albert Pujols, I believe, ended up getting Bobby Bonilla's roster spot once he hurt himself during spring training. I looked for that Cardinals clip with no success. Damn it. Oh, Bobby Bonilla, he won the World Series with the Marlins. They did a whole bunch of stuff on him with the Marlins in '97. Like, he was featured in the, all like those things that they would do about like the players and whatnot. Oh, come on. Him and Jim Leland were reunited in '97 because Leland was his coach on the Pirates. So they did like a whole thing. I remember when they won the World Series, like Jim Leland like jumped into Bobby Bonilla's arms like a baby. It was that '97 Marlins team is absolutely tied with being one of my favorite sports teams ever. I actually rooted against the Mets when that Marlins team played the Mets because I loved that team so much. Bobby Bonilla was on that team. Oh, come on. Yeah, dude, it's like, I know that exists. I know it's, like, I've looked it up. Bobby Bonilla pitched a game for the St. Louis, it was like a blowout game, and I think they just gave him the ball. Like, it can't possibly get any worse than this. You've played every other position. Try pitching. So, yeah, I don't know how nobody has that on tape. Now watch Chipper Jones hit a grand slam, and we'll have to enact a mercy rule here. Hey, got him to chase. Alright, we have one inning here. One inning left. This game actually has a really, really, really good closing credits. Maybe I can walk. Saberhagen's probably not going to get a hit here. Don't take the bait, Brett. I told you not to do that. Damn. No, it's fair. Ah, all right. That was a good bunt, though. I laid it right down on the line. Brett Butler played center field for the Mets. He actually was on the Dodgers before the Mets, and he was a fast dude, man. He could, oh, man, that was almost a home run. Oh, man. Well, we lost. Well, it was a poor showing, but a fun experience nonetheless. I have beaten this game. I was in, I think, junior high or high school when I beat it, but there's like this whole like montage of people winning World Series and like really cool music playing. And it shows the 86 Mets. It's really cool. So, yeah, that's World Series baseball. A good time had by all. All right. Now, we can actually, we can play more of that whenever. We also have Space Jam. That game is like clunky NBA Jam. Like, it's like, it plays like NBA Jam if it was not as fast or smooth. But you get to play as Michael Jordan, which is good. And then it's got these really awkward kind of bonus stages that are not fun to play at all. Oh, I've got a good Saturn title for us to play, which we'll play after Pretty Sammy. I do want to play at least some Popeye on the Famicom as well. Man, I love the boot up to the Japanese Saturn. I mean, the American one is nice, but the Japanese one's even better. And I'm going to hit the lights. Okay, I have never turned this game on. So this is the first time I've seen this game. So Ryo-Oki pretty much plays the Luna role here. I don't know if it's still up. I think I actually had to take it down once my channel got a couple strikes, but I might be able to re-upload it. They had the Pretty Sammy first. I have the Mihoshi OVA, or I had the Mihoshi OVA uploaded on the international channel. Tenchi Muyo sure brings back memories. Tearing up right now. Yeah, I know. I feel the same way. I'm almost certainly going to be ordering the Tenchi Muyo strategy RPG on Super Famicom dubbed into English through Etsy. I found a store that has it. So I'll probably be getting that sooner than later. But I'm also trying to save up money for a gold Famicom, a gold Shonen Jump Famicom that I can have Jim hack and put a bunch of cool Famicom games on there in English. So I don't know how well we're going to be able to play this game because this is going to have a lot of Japanese text and I have no guide for it. So I don't know. I mean, Diego, I know you might be able to read some Japanese, so you're playing the game now, buddy. Okay. Looks like these look like our options here. Everything seems to be in order. Do you have any Tenchi Muyo DVDs? Yes, I do. Looks like we get to see the opening here. I have some Tenchi Universe on DVD. And I have the movie, I want to say I have the DVD of Tenchi Muyo in Love, which I don't know if I've ever actually seen that. And then I think my favorite Tenchi thing that I have is I taped the Mihoshi special. I'm not the expert, but I can try. You'll do better than me. So I know no Japanese at all outside of just some words that I recognize conversationally from watching a lot of anime. I like the opening here. This song is on that little mini CD that comes with this game. Mio Kyo. I can read hiragana and katakana, but not much of the kanji. Ah, well, we'll see. You know more than me, so. Well, it's 1990X, so sometime in the 90s. Lots of nice voice acting here. Getting some Police Knot vibes from this game. I can pick that up. Laughing maniacally. Well, they're talking about basketball. Sure. Talking about basketball in the 90s, I always go with Jordan. Man, that was a treat to get to watch him play growing up. Michael Jordan and Hulk Hogan. Every time those two guys took the stage, you know it was going to be special. I don't really know what's going on, but it's kind of fun to just watch, and the voice acting helps you follow it. So he just said, hey, hey. Oi, oi. I don't know how entertained you guys are by this. I'm finding this interesting at least. Okay. That's what Dio says to people who beg for mercy. And then they end up awkwardly meeting a tragic fate. So there's this one like really horrible scene in the first season of JoJo where this woman like begs Dio to spare her child. So he does, and he like turns her into a vampire, and then she kills the child herself. But like right before he does that, like he's like, oh, okay, you know, me and my minions won't bother your child, but I can't guarantee you, you know. So, hey baby, don't you know who you are? Yeah, I'm happy Dio got his ass kicked. I am really hoping that Stone Ocean gets announced in the near future. Well, I can interpret that. A foghorn alarm is, in fact, the universal language. I'm going to have to stop playing this game, not because I don't understand what's going on, but when it gets late and I'm doing text-heavy games, I start to get tired. Now, I do have coffee in the other room, so it should be fine. Shit. Well, I got that. There you go. So something's going on where some kind of computer system or alert system or security system or some variation of all those things is not working properly. Hiru. Alright. So I wonder if this is just like a visual novel about Pretty Sammy involving some kind of military base. Incidentally, to plug another YouTube channel, since we're doing all this like heavy Japanese text, Ultra Healthy Video Game Nerd has interviewed the guy who made Hong Kong 97, one of the worst but most provocative video games ever. It features Jackie Chan as a one-man army against all the forces of communist China, and it's a game in like a lot of poor taste, but it is a super rare game that's built up kind of a mythical status as just being this bizarre, obscure game that was made for floppy disks through quote-unquote pirating or file sharing devices on floppy disk for play on the Super Famicom with the help of a floppy disk reader. So anyway, it's an interesting interview that's subtitled. It's conducted in Japanese because he is a gaijin, the guy who hosts it, but he speaks fluent Japanese. Okay, Hiru and Deacon are their brothers. Cool. Or are their names? I don't know why I keep saying brothers. I mean, I don't know how much longer you guys will enjoy just trying to slog through a game that's completely in Japanese. I mean, again, I watch stuff in Japanese that I don't understand all the time, and I think the artwork is pretty, and I'm curious to see where this all leads, because thankfully I'm just kind of passively absorbing a story here that I don't completely understand, but I don't know how actually entertaining that is for you out there in viewerland. Let's try to see how this scene ends. You mean Chin, the ultimate and strongest? Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Arrow, you know what I'm talking about, man. The son of Bruce Lee. Kulun Kurosawa is the guy who made Hong Kong 97. Fight the floating head of Deng Xiaoping. Yeah, I don't watch Angry Video Game Nerd. I have nothing against him personally. I just, I don't know. I just never checked him out, and because I don't know, like at the time he came out, and I know his character's kind of a parody of this, but I was sick of all the magazines bitching about stuff, and it's like, okay, here's a character that bitches about stuff. I don't really want to see it. I'd rather watch Classic Game Room, where, you know, the host was just this chill guy who liked video games and was good at talking about them. So that was really what I gravitated to more. Not that, you know, Angry Video Game Nerd is not worth watching. I should check out some of his videos. He's definitely one of the most successful gaming commentary channels. This lady's gonna cause some chaos here, I can tell. Alongside a lot of bootleg games. I've mentioned this before, but there was a lot of Japanese video game magazines that actually covered Hong Kong 97. along with a lot of bootleg games and whatever was out at the time. Interesting. Ultra Healthy Video Game Nerd does actually go through some of those magazines on his channel. I do highly recommend his channel. He's definitely one of the people that I like to watch. YouTube is, when it comes to these kind of nerdy channels, there's kind of two varieties. There's the gossip variety where they basically look at the most batshit insane things on Twitter and comment on them, which on the one hand is like, oh wow, let's take a look at this crazy train wreck. And then on the other hand, it's like, you're giving attention to crazy people that's actually really furthering their nonsense. So there's that. And then there's this other kind of video where it's just like, oh, here's a guy who's knowledgeable about something and can communicate, So Ultra Healthy Video Game Nerd is the latter of that category. Joining people like Gajillionaire, Kid Show Ryuken, Patman QC. Those are all really good YouTube channels. Ooh, Mihoshi's my teacher. So it looks like this is just a visual novel that you get to play through, which is cool. I mean, I'd be interested to actually get a translation, even if it's just print. Like, even I just look at it on my phone while I play this game. But it's definitely pretty to look at. Good graphics, good voice acting, some nice music. So it's pretty Sammy. He's pretty cool. He's not just a gaming commentator. He's a movie maker, too. Yeah, I see that he also does movie reviews and commentary as well. I've actually seen him in some interviews, too. So he's really cool. Cool dude. All right, well, there's Pretty Sammy. I just wanted to see what that game was like. It had come in the mail. I'm actually going to take a coffee break and, and maybe, as my son would call it, a juji fruit break. But they're really Mike and Ike's. So, because I need to give myself a little pep. Although, we could get really crazy and make a smoothie at 11:49 at night. What should we do? Just the coffee and the jujis, or are we going to turn this into a cooking show? Because we could do that. So, here's a pot of coffee here. Get the zebra. I don't have any more zebra cakes. I ate them all in a fit of passion. My wife found me just passed out on the floor with zebra cakes all over my mouth and my stomach just bloating out of my shirt because I had eaten so many zebra cakes. So it's difficult, my crime of passion. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't have any, man. Like this is where they normally are. So right here, see, there's no zebra cakes. So, yeah, I probably should not make. I mean, it would be fun to make a smoothie, but you probably won't. We'll probably just get a couple of these, pep ourselves up, and then we'll play some Famicom. We have plenty of options on the Famicom of both official and reproduction cartridges. So good stuff. We'll start off by playing some Popeye, which is actually a really fun game. It's kind of like Donkey Kong, but you basically have to, rather than climb up, well, I ain't lying, I'm probably going to fall asleep again. But I didn't even know you were asleep. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I had to turn off Pretty Sammy, because if I read text-based games at night, I'm automatically going to fall asleep, which is annoying because I really want to get farther into Final Fantasy VII Remake. Every time I play it, I'm like, okay, the family's asleep, I'm going to play this, and the next thing I know, I'm asleep on my floor. So, but yes, I mean, It would be interesting if someone did a repro of Hong Kong 97 on Etsy. um, so that's definitely worth looking into. Yes. Well, I'm eating, talking about past live streams too. I don't know if I say goodnight and then I'd probably fall asleep. Nah, don't worry about it, man. If you fall asleep while I'm streaming, that's fine. It's an honor that you're watching enough to the point where it's like I've made the cut of like YouTube sleep material, which is a real thing. Like, I only fall asleep to videos that I really like because you're not going to be able to relax to something that you don't like. Like, I'm not going to, I'm not going to fall asleep to crappy videos. I'm going to fall asleep to relaxing things that I enjoy. So, if these streams are in that category, then we've done our part. Okay. Well, let's play some Famicom, the family computer. We'll shut this monitor off, and we'll set up this monitor right here. We have our faithful AMDEC Color 1 monitor. I'm going to stuff my face full of Juji fruits. I'm going to turn Popeye on. And we are going to have some pulse pounding action right here. Okay, I'll do you one better, Diego. I'm going to go in the other room. I'm going to get the candy. And then I will, like, feed it through the screen. Hold on. I'm going to actually have to buy more of this candy because this is what my wife bribes our son with to go potty. So okay, hang on. Here you go, guys. Here's some candy. Right there. Where are we? Num 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 num. Num num. This literally is the size of the Sega Game Gear Micro right here. These Mike and Ike's things. Okay, so here's the deal. This is how Popeye works. Basically, you are Popeye, and you have to catch these hearts. The olive oil sings down at you, and I'm gonna hit the lights and we'll have some fun. I can't really tell if the lights help or not. I don't know. Yeah, I think lights are a little bit off. Okay. Pump the contrast down. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I know, right? It's delicious. Okay, so you can't let Bluto get near you because he will kick your ass. So you basically have to catch these hearts that olive oil is singing down to you. And this right here, if you fill it up, you will win. There's, I believe, 3 levels in this, and eventually it'll just start to repeat and get more and more difficult. This is a very fun and relaxing game to play. One of those cool 80s single screen games that Nintendo was so good at making. And yeah, so Popeye was basically supposed to be like Mario and Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong was supposed to be Bluto, and Olive Oil was supposed to be Pauline. And that's how it was supposed to go, but you know, Nintendo couldn't get the license, so they basically made Donkey Kong, and it actually was really fortuitous because of that we get Mario and we get this gigantic gaming powerhouse. Bluto can and will reach down to you. I have to buy a... darn it, did I run out of time? Good news is you get to keep your hearts. It's going to be the last one here if we're going to snag it. There you go. Okay, so here we have Olive Oil doing these musical notes here. So I believe this was the first game released on the Famicom. So lots of people think that Super Mario World is the first Famicom game, or the first NES game, and it's neither. Popeye, I believe, was the first Famicom game, and then the first NES game. It wasn't Mario. I can't tell you what it was off the top of my head. Might have been Excite Bike, but Mario was not the original game. I know you had all those like Rob the Robot things that were designed to work with Rob. But yeah, Famicom's great. I mean, it's literally the massive cultural phenomenon that took 80s Japan by storm. Really get that great connection between manga and video games. Darn it! Game over. I've beaten this game. I haven't beaten it. I've beaten the 3 screens, though. We'll give it another shot here. It's like cutting-edge graphics here. I mean, it's... games of this time, though, they're so good because, they can just do a lot with a little, Now these games, like, you can make whatever you want visually, but they have no personality or charm, Not all the time, for sure, but, with these older games especially, like, you really had to make sure that what you put forward was really worthwhile visually, because you couldn't put anything you wanted forward, so you had to put the best, and you put your best foot forward, your best graphical design forward. As opposed to now, where it's just like you can just throw a bunch of pretty CG at people and call it a day. Come on. Given the way that you fall on Donkey Kong, I was originally very afraid to take big leaps down, but it doesn't really affect anything. It's going to affect you if Bluto gets a hold of you. Got it. So I actually found this Popeye cartridge in good shape. It is an original, not a repro. And I got it off of Etsy for not much money. So, good find. And a lot of the early Famicom games are very pretty colorful cartridges. A lot of them just come with solid color cartridges and really nice uniform stylized text on them. So if you look at like Donkey Kong 3, for example, and Popeye, they both look very similar but have different colored cartridges. And no actual, customized, sticker art or anything like that. It's this very uniform text-based cover that looks really pretty at the same time. Just need a couple more music notes here. Come on. We're so close. There we go. I gotta beef up the ColecoVision collection, though. I don't give that system enough love. I've only got Donkey Kong Jr. on it, which is a really, really good game. I think it's my favorite version of Donkey Kong Jr. because I'm not good at Donkey Kong Jr. in the arcades, but I'm good at the ColecoVision version. I don't know, probably because it's easier. So we had to spell out the letters of help. I don't know exactly what you need to do here other than just keep grabbing these letters until something good happens. And don't get hit. Oh, I see what happens. At the bottom of the screen there, you have the letters of help. Come on, come on. Up, 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 up. Just the importance of good hand-eye coordination playing these games here. You can't just be anybody. What? What even happened there? Run, Popeye, run. Just keep moving and grooving. Okay, where... I'm just not sure what I do in this particular section here. I know I just keep trying to grab the help letters, but apparently I did it enough. Okay, so that's it. So we beat the game. But now we've got like this crazy extra version where now we've got skull heads coming at us. A gritty crime drama involving Popeye the Sailor Man. So this basically just gives you an extra layer of nonsense that you have to dodge. Literally raining skulls from above. And that's the end of us right there. The important thing is we beat the 3 levels. So that's Popeye. Very fun game. A game to keep you occupied. Oop. Okay, so hold on. I'll hit the lights. Yes, you're welcome. Here, have some more. There you go. Yeah, look, see, it's the Game Gear Mini. Right? Whoa, this Shining Force game is awesome. Game Gear Micro, it's just like the original Game Gear, except you can eat it. So, grab some Famicom games here. Okay. So, this here is Popeye. Very cool looking game. And this here is Donkey Kong. So these early Famicom games looked like this. But as you move throughout the 80s, they started having these cool manga style covers on them. And it's cool stuff. So this right here is known as Renegade in the US. It's the first Kunio-kun game. And I don't know if this is actually going to play. So this is a repro of Splatterhouse. I didn't actually know it was a repro. So we'll check it out, see how it's like. And I got a black screen here. Now I have a mustard color screen. So that means there's got to be something wrong with the contacts here. Maybe we should, do you collect any Criterion movies from Barnes and Nobles? I don't even know what those are. That's so the answer is no. What are they? I'm interested. Let's take a field trip to the Q-tips. Criterion movies? Like, give me an example of one of the Criterion movies. Okay, so we're in the bathroom where dreams come true. And we're gonna grab some Q-tips, which are good for several things. This Repro cart looks really new though, so I don't know, like this, it looks really clean underneath, so I don't really see any dirt. There might just be something off with, might just not be having a good relationship with the Famicom. I mean, we can definitely play something else, but I want to see if this actually works. Avoid exposing cartridge to extreme temperature. Do not immerse cartridge near water. For protection, when cartridge is... this is a not in use, but they spelled it N-E-O. No in use. Place cartridge inside protective plastic case. It doesn't seem very dirty. Probably getting more on this than... Noel's just going to take a good old leak in the live stream, and that would be that would clearly violate the benevolent masters at YouTube's guidelines. We don't want to do that. I got a black screen here, but can I reset it here? Yeah, this game sadly isn't working. Let's try another game. Okay. Let's try Twinbee, see if it works. Our Criterion is a collection of all around the world, including Kurosawa films. Interesting. There might actually be something wrong with the Famicom. Oh, there goes Twinbee. It's acting a little finicky with the official cartridges, but it's acting really finicky with that Splatterhouse. So, let's play a little of Famicom Twinbee. I don't know if we've ever actually played this, but this is actually the first Famicom game that I ever owned, and we have played Twinbee on the channel before, so it's a really, really cool game. So, here it comes, guys. It is Twinbee on the Famicom. It's not broken, but it's just like... it's being kind of finicky. Like, in my experience, Famicoms are much better than front-loading Nintendos. I might want to... I don't know. Try to clean the Famicom a bit. Donkey Kong, the first Famicom. I think it's Popeye. I think that Popeye is what came with people's Famicoms. I don't know if it came with it, but like what was released alongside the Famicom. But I'm not sure when the Famicom version of Donkey Kong came out, because I definitely know that it was out on like ColecoVision and Atari and all those other things that predated the Famicom. All right, Twin B, here we come. So basically, shoot things before they shoot you and get bells that give you power. I sadly have not beaten Twin B, which is one of those infinitely looping games, but I want to say there's like 5 screens in it. And then it like repeats with each screen getting harder. Well, that was disappointing. We got our power up, and yeah, that didn't do well. Don't worry. But the third time it's broken. No fix nothing, saying hi. Okay. Yes, I love these types of games too. Definitely Rogue Drums is falling into twilight sleep. I always want to do these streams a bit earlier, but I don't know. It always works out that I end up starting them at around 10. And then, as we go through the night, then it starts getting pretty late, because 10 is not any, 10 o'clock is some people's bedtime, you know? Here's some exciting news. I'm going to be getting my car rust-proofed soon, because pretty much every car I've owned has become ravaged by rust, and I don't want that to happen to this car. More fun facts about Noel. My son's car seat has stains all over it, which now that I have a nice car, I pay attention to, and now it bothers me. When you had a crappy car and it's like, oh, there's a stain on this car seat, you don't care. But then when you have a nice car and it's all you see is a series of like smoothie stains on a car seat, it's kind of like, we gotta get this fixed. I'm not gonna have my son sitting in filth. Nor my eyes drawn to hardened on frozen raspberries. That's a smoothie of choice. What with the Blippi episode about the raspberry garden. Alright, there we go. Pump up the volume a little bit here. Figuratively, not literally. I don't want to wake up the family. I'm just happy to have this nifty power up. Here comes a boss. Yippers, my last bit. Oh, and energy. So basically here we've just got to wear down this guy's shields while not getting decimated by these attacks here. Every once in a while, if you have some kind of extra little power-up, you can take a couple hits rather than just the one. Because our goal is to get a good shot in on this guy, and he makes it pretty much impossible. But we got him, which is good. I actually am getting a bit tired myself, so you know we'll see what we how much longer we go. But we'll try something else after Twin Bee. I do love Twin Bee so much. Let's try some Renegade. Alright, that's not good. But that is good. Okay. I'm gonna actually pause this here. Alright, so here's the thing about this game. It's weird because your A and B buttons determine the direction of your attack. Your B buttons will attack from behind, your A buttons will attack forward. Actually, you attack the person standing next to you, but it has to, or in front of you, but it's got to be the right attack button. So it's a little counterintuitive. Because, for example, I'm just used to the computer automatically rotating me when I'm fighting a villain, not making me do the manual rotation. Ugh, game over. Yeah, I'll give it another shot. Alright, come on. Fighting off unconsciousness, and I'm trying to keep track of this video game here. I was listening to, again, one of Vink's podcasts, his live streams, saying how he fell asleep on air of a live stream. I don't want to be that guy. Alright, come on, you street tough. Let me lure you over to the corner of this subway as I get pushed off. Well, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Alright. It's go time. It's our last round here. Come on. I mean, it's a clever way to get multiple characters involved, but it is also a bit of an annoyance. Come on, Kunio-kun. I think we want to watch a little JoJo Season 4 right now. Come on. Ugh. Terrible what they did to me. Okay. Let's do at least one more. I am getting pretty tired, so this might be our last one for the night. But we will be back in the very, 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 very near future. You're not going to play Sweet Home. It's got way too much text. Dragon Ball is a nice property, but it's not that great to play. Mighty Final Fight is excellent. Why don't we revisit an old friend, some Roll Chime. Now, I've never been particularly good at Mega Man. These are some impressive visuals from the NES. Alright, we get the point here. Game, very colorful, very cute, very vibrant, very smooth, very difficult. Darn it. Sorry if I'm not talking much, guys. I'm chewing Mike and Ike's. Alright, come on, roll. Run, roll, run. What the freak? I was freaking jumping. Alright. It's a cheap move there. Jumped over the spikes properly. The fish played dead, and then when it lured me down there, it did that, you know. It made me explode. Ah, wah, wah. Well, gang, we've actually been streaming for about 2.5 hours, and I am actually getting a bit tired, but don't worry. We will actually stream again in the next day or so. So, thank you for tuning in, viewing in, and we will definitely be playing some awesome games very soon, possibly on the new PlayStation Mini, possibly before that comes. So, you know, stay on the lookout. I definitely appreciate everyone tuning in. Nick, good night, my friend. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm going to probably have a couple sips of a warm beverage, pop a couple Juji fruits, and drift off into dreamland. So, cool. I will see you guys in a couple days or less. You too, rest well. Again, I really appreciate your friendship and tuning in. Good night as always to Diego. It's always great seeing you, hearing from you, and, you know, thank you for your little bit of translation during Pretty Sammy. And thanks also for just sticking with some of our awkward gaming choices here. It's not every stream that plays a Japanese text adventure when no one on the stream actually speaks Japanese, the caster included. So cool. All right, I am off to nighttime. You guys take care. I'll see you, the next day to 3. And we'll play some crazy new PlayStation games or some other fun random games from Noel's Bizarre Adventure Library. Till next time, guys, I am Noel. You take care. Good night, and I will see you in the very near future. I'm going to go watch some VHS tapes. Bye-bye.